Hello and welcome to Rise and Unwind. I'm AV. Each week, we connect with people all over the country to spotlight things you can check out right in your own neighborhood. On this week's show, we've got a little bit of everything, such as this.
Wait, say your question again. I'm sorry. I didn't want my cat to bother you.
Oh no, I'm down with cats. We got cats in our studio, so
Okay.
cat life is the best life that we have.
All that and more right here on Rise and Unwind. Have you ever thought that RSV was only something that affects babies? Well, turns out it can be a serious threat for older adults too, even people who stay active and healthy. This October, RSV Awareness Month, a new television special is sharing real stories from senior athletes who've been sidelined by RSV and why prevention matters. Joining us today are Carol, a national senior games athlete, and Dr. Leonard Friedland, Vice President and Director of Scientific Affairs and Public Health at GSK. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us on.
And Carol, you've had personal experience with RSV. How did it affect your health? And why did you feel it was important to speak up about it?
Absolutely. When I contracted RSV, I thought only children or babies got it. I actually contracted it at age 55, and I didn't understand that because I have an underlying health condition and asthma that I was more at risk. The way that it affected me is I was unable to train, unable to get out of my bed, difficulty breathing, difficulty eating. It took about 8 weeks before I could actually get out of my bed and start to do anything. The reason why I'm so passionate about sharing my story and talking to others is because before I contracted RSV, I wasn't even aware that I was at risk. And so I want others to know that if, like me, you may have asthma or something, or there could be a reason that you could get it. So I want to make sure that just like me, it can happen. And so I'm here to prevent or help prevent anyone from going through what I went through.
Dr. Friedland, why can RSV be especially dangerous for adults 50 and older, particularly those with certain risk factors?
The RSV virus is common and it's contagious, and it infects our lungs and our breathing passages. And it can result in severe outcomes, as we heard through Carol's story. This virus can be really quite debilitating in our adult population. As we age, our immune systems weaken. And so for people 75 and older, that in and of itself is a risk factor for severe outcomes such as hospitalizations, visits to the intensive care unit for treatment, and also, unfortunately, about 14,000 adults over the age of 65 will die each year from RSV, about 177,000 hospitalizations in people over 65. And in adults 50 to 74 with underlying certain medical conditions such as COPD, asthma, diabetes, heart disease, weakened immune systems, places those people at increased risk for severe outcomes, including hospitalizations and sometimes even death. So there is no treatment for RSV. There's no medication to cure it or to treat it. The treatment would be supportive, oxygenation, rehydration. So the best tool that we have is prevention, and vaccination is an important tool to prevent RSV in adults 50 years of age and older.
For older adults watching right now, what are some simple steps they can take to help protect themselves?
Well, the most important step is to have knowledge, to understand, to be informed, and to take action. We have a website, sidelinersv.com, which has patient stories about this disease, resources. There's a discussion guide that can be used when you visit with your doctor or your pharmacist. And again, with patient stories like Carol's, we think they're so important to bring it home what this disease is all about. So we have a TV special, Redefining Aging with Senior Athletes. And that TV special is now available on GSK's YouTube page. And Sideline RSV is another way to get to the resources to learn about what is RSV, and then be informed, take action, and have that discussion with your doctor or pharmacist and learn about the options for vaccination to protect against RSV.
Where can viewers watch the television special, and where can people go to learn more overall?
Yeah, so to watch the TV special on GSK's YouTube page, and that TV special is Redefining Aging with Senior Athletes. The website that I refer to is sidelinersv.com. That's sidelinersv.com. And at that website, there are resources about RSV, the disease, a discussion guide that you can utilize with your doctor or your pharmacist, and information about the prevention for RSV, which includes vaccination. Sidelinersv.com.
I want to thank you both so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you ever feel like the start of the year is when you finally reset everything, your routine, your goals, even how you feel day to day? Eye health often gets overlooked, but clear comfort vision plays a big role in how we work, drive, and get through our day. Joining us is optometrist Dr. Erin M. Luekenga, here to talk about why now is a great time to check in on your eye health and what people should know about today's contact lens options. Welcome, Dr. Luekenga. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
So a lot of people focus on health goals in January. Why is this a smart time to also think about eye health?
Well, the new year, like with everything, it's a natural reset, time to reevaluate what we're going to be doing this year. And if you've experienced changes in your vision, discomfort with contact lenses, or an increase in screen time, now is a great time to schedule that annual contact lens examination. Because when you get that examination, you're getting your eyes checked for all these things, but also your eye doctor can tell a lot of things about your general health.
Okay, great. Some viewers may have tried contacts before and stopped wearing them. What changed? What might make this a better experience now?
Yeah, whether you're new to contact lenses or if you've tried contacts in the past and fallen away from them due to discomfort or inconvenience or just not solving your vision needs, I'm here to tell you contact lens technology has changed dramatically from the past. And so this year might be the year to take another look at contact lenses.
There are so many options, though, out there. What should people be asking their eye doctor to make sure they're choosing the right contact lens for their lifestyle?
Yeah, importantly, have an honest, open conversation with your eye doctor. They want to know what your needs are. Explain to them the frustrations you've had with your vision or your contact lenses in the past, if you've experienced dryness or discomfort. And let them know what your screen habits are, what the environment your eyes are exposed to, because the more your eye doctor knows about your individual needs, the better they can tailor their recommendations to give you the best option. And I would ask specifically about Alcon's Water Innovations contact lens portfolio. Within that group of lenses, there's an option that's going to solve your needs. A couple of my go-tos, I love daily disposable contact lenses. I love them for their convenience, one and done, you use them and pitch them, no maintenance at all, as well as the health they provide. So the contacts I really recommend are Dailies Total One, which is a unique lens. It has nearly 100% water at its surface. So that means that the only thing touching the eye is a gentle layer of comfort for almost like feels like nothing experience. And another affordable alternative is the Precision One Sphere, which is the #1 contact lens prescribed for patients under the age of 25. This is a lens that's easy to handle, it's easy to wear, it's easy on the budget. In fact, my own teenage son uses these contacts.
Awesome. Now, before we wrap it up, where can viewers go if they want to get more information and start that comfort conversation?
myalcon.com/comfort is the place to go where you can learn about these contact lenses and also download a voucher for a free trial of contact lenses from your eye doctor.
There you go. Thank you so much for all that helpful information. Dr. Luekenga, you have a good day.
Thank you.
Ever wonder how Moonshiners keep a century-old tradition alive when the stakes keep getting higher and higher? A new season of Moonshiners is already underway, and it's pushing the limits like never before, from rising liquor prices to bigger risks and tougher crackdowns. So joining us today are Mark Ramsey and Digger Maines, longtime distillers and stars of Moonshiners on Discovery Channel. It's great to see you both. How are you two today?
Good to see you, boss.
It's great to be seen. It's better to be seen than viewed.
Yeah.
That's a good line. I love that. All right, so I guess we're just hanging out today. We can't really be talking about anything that you guys do, so it's how are things? No.
Things are good.
We're not afraid to talk about what we've done. Sometimes it might save somebody from making the same mistake.
Oh, gotcha. All right, so this season opens with more pressure than ever. There's higher costs, tighter enforcement, bigger risks. What did that change for you guys day to day?
Cautious on all levels, whether it be the materials you're buying or looking in that rearview mirror to see if the police is on your back end.
the dynamics in our line of work never changes. It just changes the fact how severe they are. Higher prices is absolutely bad for us, but the tariffs may be a good thing for us for liquor being sent out of the country. It puts more demand on non-tax liquor. So, it's a double-edged sword, but we're going to live with it and deal with it the way we always have.
And moonshining has deep roots going back hundreds and maybe even thousands of years. When you look at what you're doing now, what still feels the same and what feels completely different?
The amount of money we're making feels different, and the pressure feels a whole lot worse.
The thing about it is this upcoming season, Digger and I have we're getting back to our roots, back to our basics a little more, slowing down a little bit, trying to draw less attention to ourselves. And, it was good. Digger and I hadn't done anything just one-on-one together in a long time. And I think it'll turn out real nice this season.
It will. I mean, no matter what the dynamics, if you don't approach what you're doing for a living as a business, then it's not going to be a business long. We look at the future. We see what projections on sugar are going to be the next year. We tend to watch that. See where you can get the biggest value, and you can pass that value on to your customers and still make your profit margin handsome.
And there's a real sense this season of deciding how far is too far. Were there moments that you honestly questioned whether it was worth continuing?
Oh, absolutely.
Just about every day, right?
About every day, yeah. It every day brings its own set of challenges. And I think that's one reason that Digger and I are both attracted to this business so much, and the fact that we just love the heritage of it. Our forefathers done it. When the immigrants, the Scotch Irish and the Black Dutch came to this country, not only did they bring their couches and their tables and their furniture, they brought their liquor stills, and maybe we owe all of this to them.
And viewers see the danger and the drama, but they also see the craftsmanship. What do you wish people would better understand about the skill behind what you do?
Well, it should be their way of doing life, and whatever their vocation is, whether you're digging taters or making liquor, do the best you possibly can at it. And if anybody around you needs a little help, be the first one to extend that hand. That's what's kept this craft alive.
We're blessed in the place where we live and the area we grew up in, and people grew up here helping each other, and we like to continue that. And that's the way it's going to stay as far as I'm concerned. But it is a business. We do have to make a living. And but all in all, it's a good life. It's been a wonderful ride.
And you guys are the experts. For those that are amateurs or inspired by what you do, what are some of the do's or don'ts or warning signs or say, hell no, don't do this type of things that you could say to somebody that might be interested in jumping in and maybe trying something like this themselves? Not to try to influence anyway.
I don't know where you'd start with all the don'ts. There's a lot of those. I mean, it's like any other hobby, and that's all it's going to be anymore, because the days of huge liquor production, they've about dwindled out on the untaxed side. It's just a way to share camaraderie anymore. The beautiful thing about this show we're doing, we've been blessed to be involved in this part of the Appalachian heritage. And I appreciate the fact that folks want to look into it and see what we've lived through all our lives.
The advice I give anybody, if you want to make you a little bit of liquor, get busy, do it. If it's something you enjoy, keep at it, because you're going to make a lot of terrible liquor. Digger and I have made a ton of terrible, terrible liquor. And, it comes with practice. And every now and then, you'll still make a terrible run of liquor. But I recommend it. Try it. If you like it, keep it up. If you don't, move on.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
Mark Digger, I want to thank you, too, for joining me today. You can always catch new episodes of Moonshiners now airing on Discovery Channel, and follow the season as it unfolds with even higher stakes and deeper tradition. Hey, I want to thank you, too, for joining me today.
Thank you, sir. Have a blessed day.
Do you ever wonder how much planning and pressure and storytelling goes into what happens inside a WW ring? Season 2 of WWE Unreal pulls back the curtains even more, taking fans behind the scenes on the road to SummerSlam. Joining us today is Lyra Valkyrie, one of the superstars featured this season, giving fans a closer look at what it really takes to bring those moments alive. Welcome to the show, Lyra. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Season 2 is diving deeper into the writer's room and the build towards SummerSlam. When you watched it back, what surprised you most about seeing that process on screen?
I can't watch it back because it was a very kind of hard moment for me that got captured on Unreal. So it's very strange that the whole world is seeing it, but this is what people want to see. So there you go.
Oh, okay. Fans usually see the finished performance. What does WWE Unreal reveal about the preparation and collaboration that people may not realize happens before a match?
I think it definitely reveals the pressure and the chaos that goes on behind the scenes because it's live TV, you know, so everything obviously looks great. And we just pop up and look our best on Raw and SmackDown. But I think it's showing a very kind of gritty, real side of the people on the show and what we go through every single week. So I guess that's really cool that people get to see that and just understand the chaos behind it all.
And this season features so many big personalities and storylines. As a superstar, what's it like balancing your own journey while everything else around you is constantly evolving?
Oh, it's like hard. That's one of the struggles, is like trying to keep your whole life together while performing at your best. So it's definitely hard, and I think Unreal really showcases that what it is we go through. So yeah, it can be tough, but it's also like the most rewarding thing in the world, and it's so addictive, and the adrenaline, like you can't even describe it. I don't know if any other job or like sport or anything, I don't know if anything is comparable to what we do. So it's cool that like people get to understand that a little bit more watching the show.
And the show, it captures a lot of high pressure moments. How do you personally stay grounded when the stakes are that high pretty much week after week?
I think as like my way of staying grounded is as long as I know that I'm putting the work in behind the scenes, that I'm doing everything I possibly can. That's when I know, like, okay, I'm gonna do my best here. And if I don't, then like what can I do? That's just where I'm at. Like I have to, if I'm doing the work behind the scenes, then I'm gonna be proud of what I'm doing.
And for longtime WWE fans and for people who may be new to this world, what do you think they'll appreciate most about season 2 of WWE Unreal?
I think people will appreciate the fact that this is the first time ever that this show is pulling back the curtain so much. You know, it's something that's been protected for years. And there's still people that, like, I'm one of them, that I'm not sure how much we like that, but there's a big demand for it. So I think people who have wanted that, like lifelong fans who have wanted to see what it's like behind the scenes, I think that's what, like, this is their chance to actually get to see that.
All right, I want to thank you for joining me today. WWE Unreal Season 2 is streaming now on Netflix, taking fans behind the scenes all the way to SummerSlam. Lyra, thanks for joining me today.
No, thank you for having me.
The Housemaid is one of those thrillers where everything looks perfect on the surface, but then it just like slowly unravels. It's based on the best-selling novel that stars Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried in a story filled with secrets, power, and unexpected twists. Behind the camera is director Paul Feig, bringing his signature style to a dark, psychological ride that keeps audiences guessing. Paul, it's great to have you here with us. How are you, my friend?
Dan, I'm great. On a Monday morning, I've never been better.
All right, so this story pulls people in fast and keeps kind of like flipping expectations. What was it about The Housemaid that made you want to tell this story on the screen?
Well, I mean, the book is so good. You know, the source material is there, and I'm always looking for, especially in the thriller genre, ones that have just big twists and turns that you don't see coming. And then once you get one twist, you get another twist, and then you get another twist. And, you know, Frida McFadden's book is just so good. There's a reason it's been on the bestseller list for 2 years now. And so it just seemed like it was just too delicious to not bring to the big screen.
And you've kind of described this movie as almost a Nancy Meyers movie gone wrong.
Yes.
How did that idea shape the look and the tone of this film?
Well, I mean, exactly what it sounds like. I wanted Millie, the character of Millie, which is played by Sydney Sweeney, to come into this world that just on the outside looks like the perfect situation. The house is all cream colored and beautiful, and everything is perfectly ordered. And it feels like for a girl who was living in her car just, at the time, to come into this situation would be fantastic. Because it's a real, the whole book is really a statement about, like, are we making judgments on just facades, and should we dig a little deeper? You don't want to distrust everybody, but at the same time, there's a lot of con people out there these days. So you want to delve a little deeper before you give the stamp of approval to anybody.
And the power dynamics in the story are just constantly shifting. How did you approach keeping the audience guessing on, I guess, who to trust?
Yeah, well, I mean, we had to kind of really hide things. So, because there's such big turns, and we kind of make you root for things that later on you'll find out you probably shouldn't be rooting for. And it was just really getting my cast, who are so amazing, to just play very real into these things so that you don't see what lies beneath any of them, because everyone's got a really big secret.
And Sydney Sweeney, Amanda Seyfried, they both play characters with a lot of going on beneath the surface. What stood out to you about the performances as pretty much everything starts to unravel?
Well, I mean, just the pivot that they made. Sydney had to kind of play very, kind of naive and innocent until you kind of find out her backstory. And then with Amanda, it was we just had a blast kind of letting her just be sort of all over the place, because, Nina, that character that she plays, is very unpredictable, and it keeps Millie off her game. So that was really fun. And then Brandon Sklenar playing the perfect husband. He just is wonderful, and him from other movies where he plays this guy. But then, to get to play with that was fun too. But no spoilers.
Oh, of course. This movie feels like it's kind of designed to be a social watch, like either with an audience or with a group of friends. Why do you think that's important for the story?
Oh, well, first of all, movies, we need people back in movie theaters. It's fun to watch a movie by yourself on streaming, but there's nothing like that group experience. And what we've been finding with this movie is people are going in there with groups. And I mean, I've sat in the million audiences now with this movie, and they're cheering and they're screaming and they're talking back to the screen, and they're just having a great time. It's very interactive. And I think with a movie like this, with all these twists and turns, because I'm a comedy guy, I've done Bridesmaids and all these things. Everything I do is engineered to get a vocal response out of an audience. So if you're there with your friends, you're just going to have a great time just looking at each other and saying, "Oh my gosh," and and talking to the screen and just going nuts.
Paul Feig, I'm a super fan, and you are a hero to me. The Housemaid is now playing in theaters nationwide. If you're in the mood for a smart, twisty thriller that keeps the surprises coming, this one is worth seeing on the big screen. Paul, I want to thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you so much. And everybody, please go. You're going to have a great time.
Ever wonder what would happen if the whole world suddenly got too happy and you were the one person who couldn't go along with it? Apple TV has a brand new series called Pluribus, where a mysterious event connects pretty much everyone, and somehow that perfect world feels like a nightmare. Rhea Seehorn stars as Carol, the most miserable person on Earth, who might be the only person who can stop it. Rhea Seehorn is here with us today. Welcome to the show, Rhea. How are you?
Thank you. I'm well. Thanks.
All right. So for people that are just hearing about Pluribus, what is the simplest way to describe Carol and the moment that her world kind of flips upside down?
Simple? I'm not sure I can pull that one off. Okay. So Carol was, it kind of is, but was a successful romance novelist, but very much a misanthrope, fault finder, can't enjoy anything, has to say what's wrong with everything, and has this world event happen that moves somewhat like a virus, where everybody except 13 people are immune, and she's one of the immune people to this thing that makes everybody habitually peaceful and content and happy. And they all have one brain. You're still in your own mortal body, but you share one hive mind. Carol thinks this is a horrible thing. And even among the other immune people, a lot of them think, why is this so bad? And that's sort of an integral question that the show explores from a lot of different angles of how do you define happiness? How do you define contentment? How do you define individuality and freedom and success? And what is worth the cost of some of those things?
And it also looks like Carol has this dream life, but she's still miserable. and I can relate. What did you latch onto emotionally when you first read who she is and who she's kind of fighting against?
I mean, I felt like she's, wait, say your question again. I'm sorry. I didn't want my cat to bother you.
Oh, no, I'm down with cats. We got cats in our studio, so
Okay.
cat life is the best life that we have. It was basically saying, when you read the script, what did you latch onto emotionally, and when you saw that she was kind of fighting against the world, I guess?
Yeah, many things. And one of them being that I had to constantly keep in mind that there is a very personal obstacle she has weighing her down. In addition to losing the world, she lost her wife. And we wanted that grief to stay real and present and not just be something that you're just over the next day. And I kind of would start from that place some days because I thought it's hard to take in, if you're a real person that this is happening to, the larger aspects of what is going on in the world. And there's many times where she's, the Simpsons character of old man yelling at clouds. She's just the only person screaming and no one understands why. And so I just kept reminding myself to try to be as honest as I could in those moments. And Vince writes in a way that allows those moments of honesty, which I think are always the way to bring the audience in on the journey with me.
And the show plays with this big question, is that joined happiness a utopia, or is it something darker? As an actor, how do you stay grounded in the reality of the story while everything around just kind of feels uncanny?
Just like I was just saying, I just look for like, what is the real person in the middle of this? What is the real reaction? So yeah, most of us have not had a situation where we felt like the entire world was invaded by some kind of alien virus that was making them happy. But we have all been in rooms, most of us, I think, where you feel like you're the only person shouting that the barn's on fire. Mm-hmm. And you look crazy shouting it. And everyone's like, wow, you should really settle down. And it just is making you crazier and crazier. So I was just constantly look for like, what are the things that are most like this, as if that you can just start the build from there and then raise the stakes.
And you and Vince Gilligan have such a strong creative history. I could tell that there's a big difference in the tone of Pluribus compared to what people might expect from him. But how did he open this up and let you explore in what you did with Carol?
I mean, for some people, this is Vince going back to his roots because he started on X-Files. So they were prepared to have him do sci-fi. He actually told me almost nothing. He just said it has nothing to do with the Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul world. It has a sci-fi element, and I just want to send you the script and see what you think. And I went on the same wild ride that you guys did watching the pilot. I was just like, this is nuts, and this is going to be so much fun.
Ray, I want to thank you for hanging out with me this morning. Pluribus is streaming now on Apple TV. If you like smart sci-fi with suspense, dark humor, and a big, wait, what would I do question or two, this one's going to stick with you. So check it out on Apple TV. Ray, I want to thank you for hanging out with me.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's it for this week's Rise and Unwind. I'm AV. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. If you want to keep up with the show, then you can find us on social media. Just search Rise and Wind on IG or Facebook. We've also got YouTube at Rise Unwind. You can find everything in one place at riseandwindtv.com. Thanks again for watching, and we'll talk at you soon.